I need faster racing pigeons.
I've raced pigeons for 3 years now, and whilst I've had some good results, I've only had one bird win anything twice, and that's bird 1998. A few weeks ago, I took the family to the pigeon show at Doncaster, just in case I saw anything that might help the loft, but also to keep them interested in the sport too. Kids and wives have short attention spans when it comes to pigeons, so we only stuck around for an hour, which was long enough for the kids to get offered some birds to race.
Beautiful bird that is. Right, so we've just arrived at Doncaster Racecourse for the pigeon show.
Right, see you later, boys. You just wait here. We're just going to go and have a look at the pigeons, and you can pick up a bit.
Okay. Curious new pigeon. That is a very strange pigeon.
I had a look at a brand new loft without mentioning the price. The thing is, we're running out of room and some tough decisions are on the horizon. More on that later.
So you can see what you're doing where you don't disturb them, right? Because red light doesn't trigger any biological processes like make them molt or whatever.
Back at the loft, and we have a rare day of sunshine. We've had torrential rain and storms for what feels like months, and so the lofts need a good clean. In conditions like this, the droppings don't dry out easily and parasites quickly find themselves being ingested back into the birds, so it's important to keep the floors clean and dry. Plus, it's just nice to get the birds in the air for a change.
Come on. Clean out time. Well, the new loft I buy is definitely going to have grills on the floor where all the droppings go straight through. Less time scraping and more time watching the birds fly. A lot of people don't actually like having the birds flying out this time of year because of the sparrowhawks. But last time I did this, last winter, and I didn't let them out, and the winter before that I didn't let them out, I had an absolute bloody nightmare in the spring when I finally did let them out after they'd reared their young birds and they were sitting ducks because they'd been in all winter. My view now is let them out at least once a week once they've been through the molt. So they've got a little bit of muscle to work with and instinct.
In the short time I've been racing pigeons, I've found that birds kept inside all winter make easy targets for the hawks come springtime. So this year I'm trying out weekly flights, weather permitting.
One lazy bugger sat on the roof. Who is that? So what tends to happen is if this was springtime, there'd be loads of bloody sparrowhawks knocking around, and getting these in because they're out of practice is just a nightmare, and then they're always fat because they've been in all winter. Come on. So I kind of want to keep them going at least once a week just to keep them used to the idea that they've got to go in the trap. Come on. You'll end up being sparrowhawk food. No excuse for you guys, you're 3. Come on. Well, most of them are in already. Let's give them a treat, a reward for coming in on time. That bird is a late bred. It's never been trained. So the issue I've got is I've got 4 sections. At the moment I've got old cocks, old hens, and then 2 sections for the young birds, yearlings. Cocks in one side, hens in the other. So this is the situation. We've got 12 cocks old bird cocks in there. What have we got, like 4 3-year-olds, and the rest are going to be 2. And then we've got 14 hens in there, old hens. Most of them are paired to these guys. Then we've got 10 cocks and 10 hens in here, or 6 of them out there. It just doesn't work. Can't get them all, can't get all of those into there to free up this loft for the young birds this year or next year. 20 more birds into that loft isn't going to work. So what do you do? And that's the conundrum every fancier has at the end of the season. I don't think you can judge them after a young bird season alone, especially when some of these are long distance birds. They need to be built up slowly. The 3-year-olds are probably the only ones that I can really say I've given them the best chance. I've actually got one of King Charles's birds in here that we won on a auction. There she is. She doesn't race, she just flies around the loft. We might breed from her this year. I'm going to be very selective in what birds I breed from this year. This is one of Callahan's birds. In fact, most of these are John Callahan's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's just the cocks. So actually we had quite good returns from the long distance birds from John Callahan last year. Half of them basically. Half of the cocks were from him. That one down in the bottom corner, that's the one I bred. That's the one that won the £600 in the gold ring race. I'm going to breed off that one, and I don't know if I'm going to breed off any of these others. I'll let them raise eggs from another pairing, just to sort of tie them into the loft when I bring them in. Because if I don't breed from them, they're going to be less, they're going to feel like this place is less like home, if that makes sense. That's the King Charles bird from his loft. Beautiful looking hen there. But don't know if she's any good. I'm guessing that King Charles didn't have any rubbish birds in his loft, so we might breed from her. Got her quite late in the season, so she didn't end up racing as a young bird. And if I send her this year, I'll no doubt lose her. So we'll pair you up with somebody good. We were thinking about moving next year, 2025, and so with that I thought, well, I better not breed too many young birds because I don't know how long we're going to be here, but looks like that's been put on the back boiler. No, looks like that's been put on the back burner now for a little while. So I want to choose which birds I'm going to breed from, and the birds that I breed from are only going to be birds that have won something or shown real promise, which means most of these guys ain't going to get a look in. This one hasn't won anything or done anything yet, so he's on the line. That one is one of the birds from Belgium, from Alex, down there with the little yellow ring on. And we've got him there. He's a good bird. He comes second in everything, just like the young bird in the other loft. The one that won 600 quid. He's related, both from 1983. That one won the section, North Road, and that one topped the Fed, or the other way around. I don't remember. So there's not really anyone in here that you would get rid of, other than maybe him, the Mealy over there. But he was only a yearling last year, so I feel like we've got to give him chance. But it does raise the question: what do I do about stock birds? Because I don't have a stock loft. Where can I fit a stock loft? Where can I fit a stock loft? Where can I fit a stock loft? Somewhere to fit a stock loft, Rufus. Out in this garden. The reason I say I want a stock loft is because I let the birds that I want to breed from, I'm letting them fly out at the moment just because it's easier. Trying to separate them out before I let the birds go. And knowing my luck, one of them's going to get gobbled up by the sparrowhawk. For stock, I want to put 1983. She's definitely going into stock. And 1998. I think he's proven his worth. And then I've got the young off of 1983. I've only got 2 birds from her that have raced, and so far they've been really good. But I want to see what they can do as a 2-year-old and as a yearling. So I don't want to put them in the stock loft until they've proven themselves some more. And then we've got the NRCC Perth section topper Again, should we see what you can do as a 2-year-old? Because he did that as a yearling. Another fed topper as a yearling. See what you can do as a 2-year-old, or do we put him into the stock loft? So, it's complicated. The only way to do this is to go through the spreadsheet and have a look at the results, but then also just look at the birds and see which ones I think have got it in them. But I've only been doing this for 4 years now. This will be my 4th year, 3 years. So what do I know? I might think a bird's good and it not be. But having said that, I did pick out 1983 and her. I thought she was a good bird, and her offspring have proved to be really good. And then I've got the long distance birds from John Callahan, and I probably won't breed from them this year. I'll see what they do as yearlings, because they were only young birds last year. See what they can do as yearlings up into Scotland.
And finally, for the evening, I'm going on All About Pigeons podcast. I really like this podcast. I think there should be more of them. And today I'm going to be doing my piece. So look out for that in the near future.